This year's different. Victor Wembanyama is in the draft.
Their situation is different. They lose their pick, Kevin. All right, Chicago. I already know your thoughts on this. You keep floating out there that they should just start over again and do what they did beforehand that netted them a bunch of draft picks that didn't amount to a rebuild.
They did that 1 year too late. They did that too late. So now it's time to do it again.
Their whole not having their pick just changes everything.
Yeah, but they do. It's top 4 protected.
Yeah, I know, but that's what but if you're getting, again, how far, there's going to be how many teams worse than them, even if you decide. I just don't think you can win that race. And then what?
I mean, look, like I said,
if I end up with the 8th pick,
but Chris, they're only 3.5 back right now from the 3rd worst record. Mm-hmm. It's not impossible for them to say, you know what, see you later, DeMar, Levine, Caruso. We're gonna be horrific, not just bad, the rest of the season. It's not completely unreasonable for them to get the 4th worst odds or the 3rd worst odds.
Okay, but you always, whenever you talk about that, you talk about it with the outcome being the best possible scenario. The outcome is 3rd worst odds, 3rd best odds, 4th best odds. That's the outcome. What happens when those balls bounce around the lottery machine? I have no idea. Okay, but let's just say the most likely outcome then would be like you're the 6th pick. Whatever.
Okay, so what? You lose your pick. You lose your pick if it's 10. You lose your pick if it's 6. You lose your pick if it's 15. It doesn't make a difference.
I just threw away an entire season and I don't get the pick?
Yeah, their season's being thrown away no matter what they do. What do you want them to do? You want them to lose in the play-in?
I think
they do.
I think you could retool the same way we talked about with Toronto.
What are they going to turn into? There's no catching Boston. There's no catching Milwaukee. There's no hope for the Bulls to win anything meaningful the next year or two.
Well, then
this core is done for.
Okay, why are they any different than Toronto then? Why are you not saying Toronto?
Because Toronto has a bunch of young guys. OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. They have a lot of youth on their team that has promise and guys that they can build with long term. Chicago has Vooch, who's going to be a free agent this summer. DeRozan, who's going to be a free agent next summer. Levine, who signed for $50 million for the next 5 years. I'm not sure these are the guys that you necessarily are going to be building with or want to be building with, whereas Toronto has a core that I feel like is a foundation for today and for the future. There's a dramatic difference between those franchises.
I think this is where we split ways, all right? Because I'm always it's easier to build from the middle because I've paid attention to the way this has gone with the league and how these teams have been able to get better and have attained these guys than it is from trading it for flotsam.
Yeah, right? but this year's different, Chris.
You can get players.
But yes, you're right. Maybe a lot of the time that is the case. But this year's different. This year's different. This year's different. Victor Wembanyama is in the draft.
Their situation is different. They lose their pick, Kevin.
Yes, so what? They lose it if it's not top 4 anyway.
What? Like, the reason you suck is for the pick. That's why you suck.
You suck anyway.
No, they don't suck.
They're below average. They borderline suck.
They're in this.
They semi suck.
They're in this mix of the same thing that we have talked about with all of these teams, right? You could say that about everybody that's in the group that we've talked about. They're all within 5 games of 500, right? That's why we're doing this. We ruled out the ones that are legitimately terrible. They're 10-14 right now.
If the Lakers call them up and they offered Russ and both of their future firsts in 27 and 29, 2 of the highest value long-term picks in the entire NBA because of how the Lakers project to be by that point league-wide. If the Lakers offered that for DeRozan and Vooch and Caruso, if you're the Bulls, you'd say no to that?
I would not give up Caruso in that.
Okay, all right. So you're not giving up Caruso. Is there a combination of both players you would give up for the Russ and 2 first-round draft picks package, where you'd be willing to be worse now and in favor of getting long-term assets? DeRozan's older, going to be a free agent in 24. Vooch is going to be a free agent in a couple of months. LaVine is signed long-term. Maybe would you rather give up LaVine in that package, get off his long-term money?
Yes.
Okay, so would you give up LaVine and DeRozan for that package?
Both?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Asking you.
No.
Okay, so would you give up LaVine and Vooch? For both first-round picks, unprotected.
I think I can do better.
Okay, well, maybe you can. Okay, then if you can do better, then go do better. I'm Rob Pelinka. Go do better, and if you can do better, you should take the deal.
That's right. And what I'm saying is that you can flip LaVine for, I think, really great value that also can make you better than you are right now. You know, I mean, you can retool on the fly. I am just against throwing it all away and just trying to find some picks. I mean, you ain't winning the picks thing either. Utah and Oklahoma City and all these teams, they got every pick over the course of the next couple of drafts anyway. I just don't want, especially when I'm losing mine this year, more than likely, you know? And I think I could get really good stuff for them, you know, like Westbrook or something like that. Like you ain't retooling. You're having to throw that with high value assets, like you said, in order to get something that can help you. Other case, those guys, like, you ain't got to package Zach LaVine with first rounders to get stuff that's like good players back. You can get a group of good players back.
What if I throw in Patrick Beverly?
Oh, for goodness sake.
He can fix your team.
Yeah, he probably could fix the team. All right.